Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making empanadas. It's like beef pastries, and I'm going to start with pouring a little bit of vegetable oil, just a little bit so we can cook the beef. I'm using like about a pound of beef. Okay, I'm going to start with a small onion or a medium onion. I'm going to start with a medium onion. I'm going to saute it. Okay, here's the onion. It's like a medium onion, yellow onion. Saute the onion. This is basically a sofrito. What I'm making is called sofrito, which is onions, green peppers. I'm gonna put some red pepper as well, garlic. I'm gonna use one large clove of garlic and two tiny ones. Always stir the onions so they don't burn. Okay, now I'm gonna add the garlic. Don't add the garlic with the onions because the garlic will burn. Just add it afterwards. Garlic burns like really easy. Okay, I lowered the heat to medium. Now I'm gonna add like a quarter of the green pepper. That much. Wash it to take out the seeds as much as possible. And I'm gonna dice it. Okay, now the red peppers. I washed the peppers. Okay, so I'm gonna use a small pepper, red, and this one I'm gonna use half of it. The same thing, take out all the seeds, and I'm gonna dice it as well. Okay, I'm also gonna add a stick of celery, a whole stick of celery. I already washed it. I cut the celery in half, and then I chop it in cubes. I try to chop them as small as I can, as small as possible. Some people don't like the taste of the celery. And once you cook it, it's not as like strong. The flavor is not as strong. Okay, so there we have the green pepper, the red pepper, and the celery. So now we're gonna add this to our onions and our garlic. Yeah. Okay, let's turn the stove back on to medium high so we can saute all this together. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some vino seco, cooking dry wine, golden cooking wine. Just a drizzle for now. And we're going to add some, I know I added garlic, but we're going to add a little bit of garlic powder for additional flavor. And this is the complete seasoning. And this is another, let me lower the heat to medium. This is another seasoning from Goya. It has saffron. So we're gonna put that in there, and this will also add flavor and color. Okay, now we're gonna add the meat. We haven't put the salt yet. I'll put the salt and the pepper once I add the meat. Combine everything here. Okay, and then we're gonna put some salt. I use the sea salt. About a teaspoon of salt, I would say. Okay, I'm not gonna add any more liquid. I'm not gonna put any more dry wine or anything because the meat will produce its own liquid. So I'm just gonna let it cook now. Let the meat absorb all the wonderful flavors in there. Okay, now we're gonna let it cook for about, well, 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna make these empanadas a little bit different today. Okay, it's not gonna be so Latin. I'm gonna put some curry in, ground curry, okay, to give it a little bit of additional flavor. Okay, I think that should be. They're gonna say, what is that flavor I taste? And I'll tell them, well, something new. Beautiful color. Okay, we have the meat ready. This is a traditional Cuban picadillo that I just, well, kind of traditional except for the curry. It's the traditional Cuban picadillo that we love. All Cubans love picadillos, and I'm sure other Latin communities love it as well. Okay, I drain all the grease or the oil from the meat because if not, the empanadas will not seal. So to this picadillo, you can also add olives and raisins if you like. Okay, I save half of the trouble making these empanadas because in the old days they have to make the dough and knead it and all that, but thank God they already sell it. They already sell the disc already made. This is a blessing, and they're really good. They have different brands, but they are all good. This is El Sembrador frozen food, masa para empanadas, dough for pastries. Okay, so they come in this. They come frozen, so you need to thaw them out, and then they're kind of like tricky, to sometimes. Oh yeah, that's what happens. They break. So you gotta be very careful pulling them apart. They have to be completely thawed out so you can pull them apart. I can probably use this one still. I'm careful. Okay, you get the idea how it is. Let me just finish pulling it apart. See if we can use this one. Okay, the day is saved. Okay, I was able to put it together. So that's good. This one's coming out better. Just go by the edges like that and pull them apart. If they break a little bit, don't worry about it. Later, we'll try to fix that. When they dry out, that's what happens. If you leave them out too long. So now we're gonna put them together. We're gonna put the empanadas together. And I have a plate here. You can use anything. I use a plate. Like this one broke off, but we'll try to work with that. Try not to get too much of the picadillo or the meat on the edges. So we're gonna fold them. Press it down a little on the edge. I'm gonna wet it here because it's kind of dry. The dough is kind of dry, so I'm gonna just wet it a little, just for this there. Now with a fork, we go around. Okay, let's wet the fork too. I wet the fork a little bit as well. I'm gonna get another fork. This one doesn't have too many teeth. Okay, that one is better. The oil, set the oil on high so it warms up.
You could always wet the edge now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. My son Ivan is filming for me. Thank you, Ivan.
That's how everything does it.
You seen him make?
Yeah.
Does he use a fork as well?
Yeah.
This little kink we have there where it broke off, I hope that doesn't backfire on us when we fry them. This little kink that broke off right there. Should be okay. Try not to get the meat on the seam where you're connecting, where you're sealing them, because then they won't seal very well. And that's why you take out the grease, so it's easier to seal them. Sometimes if you have grease on the edge, they will not seal well. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and fry them. We're gonna deep fry them.
one's gonna cook a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, no, no. I like to fill them up. I like to put a lot of meat in them, and sometimes it's hard to close them up.
Could always sprinkle a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, you can also sprinkle some sugar. Yes, which I think I'm gonna do that. You want some sugar on it?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that. My son Ivan is doing the honor of tasting the empanadas. How is that? Yeah.
Delicious. You can get that hint of curry in there.
Like,
Delicious. It's exquisite empanadas.
Okay.
With carne.
thank you. Thank you everybody for watching.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And we'll see you next time on Dying to Show.
Goodbye.